what is going on. So I thought I would do how we created Fitness Worx part two. Obviously, part one went down really well. So thank you everybody for your comments, your messages, and it was super nice. And it received a lot of feedback. So obviously, if you've been following me from the start, you know there's a part one, two, three, four, probably up to part 10. Is how this kind of story's gone over the last 4 years. And we are now up to gym number three. And we have big plans and we have hopefully, well, not hopefully, definitely the ambition to grow further and further in the next few years. But the reason I kind of done this podcast slash audio, I am recording it. It's probably not going to be the best, but people who don't want to listen to podcasts can listen to me on this kind of grainy thing. Anyway, the reason I did this, one was because obviously there was a lot of rumours and a lot of bullshit going around the last few months about how it all came about and who I was, who and how we did this and kind of all those bits and pieces. And two, it was hopefully to try and inspire people or give people the motivation, show people that you can create something from nothing and you don't have to believe all this bullshit you see on the internet where you have to have the perfect sales funnel, the right click throughs, the perfect ads, the ideal Facebook page, the ideal website, a perfect looking Instagram feed. Like that is just bullshit. It's just fairy tale bullshit and salesmen trying to sell you their kind of services. Like we started this from literally nothing. I started it from £10,000 in my bank account. Me and my old man found a unit. We opened up, and now look where we are 4 years later. We didn't use Google Ads. We didn't use Facebook marketing. We didn't do anything. We just used guerrilla old school leaflets, signs, and just general hard work. So you don't need all this crap that people are trying to sell you nowadays. Obviously, we would have probably grown a lot quicker if we had that, but it wasn't essential. And actually, do you know what? I don't know if we would have because we kind of like hit the market at a different time and there wasn't all this kind of hype around internet marketing. So yeah, the reason I am doing these kind of part ones, part twos, there probably will be part three and four, is hopefully to inspire some of you out there who want to do your own thing, think you have nothing, think you can't do it, and you want to get out of this crappy 9 to 5 job which doesn't actually give you any fulfillment, any joy, and you don't actually want to be doing it. And you want to be doing something different and actually kind of putting your own footprint on the world, not building someone else's brand, not building someone else's business, and not kind of creating money for somebody else. That's kind of obviously if you're working in these big corporate businesses. Some people don't want to own their own business. Some people want to work for a small business inside a small business and make a difference. So hopefully, if you're that kind of person, then you aspire to kind of help them grow their brand even further. And we have a few of those inside our gym now, where obviously our team's quite tight, and we have some of the best trainers in Warwickshire now, and they actually care and they give a shit and they help us build our brand bigger. Because it's not just me anymore. This is Fitness Worx isn't just about me anymore. There's a good 12, 15 of us that all chip in and make this place better and better and better. And to be honest, you probably won't see me that much around the gym floors too much anymore. I've got all the other boys who are on the gym floor 24/7. Anyway, going back on to how we created Fitness Worx. So obviously I finished the last one on where I'd opened the gym. Obviously my bank had shut my bank off for money fraud or money laundering, may I say, which is all well and good. Thinking, oh look how much money you made in the weekend until the week later when you've got all the bills to pay, you've got all your repayments to do, you've got your tax, you've got your VAT, you've got all that kind of rubbish. Then you realise actually I'm not rich anymore. I'm broke again. I need to start working all over again. Anyway, we opened up Fitness Worx Kenilworth, and it was such a success. Everything was sold out. The classes were full. We had an old school kind of whiteboard where we'd write our class names down, and everyone would come in every day and write their name on the board. This was before the app. This was before the booking system, and everyone would kind of come up every day and make sure they had a slot for the class later on in the evening. Every class was sold out. It was just me and my dad. And we got to the point where we physically couldn't do it all ourselves. So that's when we hired our first trainer. I think we're about 1 or 2 weeks in, and we're like, right, we need some more help. So we went out and hired another PT. They got full. We went out and hired another PT. They got full. We added on more classes. We started growing and growing and growing at a rate that we never really expected. By one point, I think at Christmas, we had me, my dad, and two others full time at the gym, which is absolutely amazing. And obviously, that's all we could have kind of wished for and hoped for, that the business was doing well. Um, Obviously, we went into New Year and we carried on, wow, getting busier and busier and busier and busier. And we always just said, me and Dad, that we'd just kind of keep expanding on Kenilworth, because when we opened it, we did open it on a budget. So all our money kind of ploughed straight back into the gym, buying new equipment. At this time, we only had the main room. Our office was in the middle of the gym. And then the back room where reception is now, Fitness Worx Kenilworth was the yoga room. So we only had half the space we have now, but we used every single inch of it. The other reason why we didn't use the back room is because it was a bit of a cardio room. So we had treadmills, cross trainers, and at the time a couple of bikes in there and a couple of knackered spin bikes out the back. The middle room was meant to be used for massage, but never really got used. And then the other middle room was our reception. The back room was the yoga room. So you came in a different angle. You kind of came in the middle of the gym, not the end of the gym. And obviously, since then, we have moved the gym around and actually used the whole entire space. It started off at about, our main gym was maybe, I want to say 2,000 square feet. Now you're probably looking at 3.5, because obviously we've knocked all the way through. We've used every kind of area of the gym. So you're looking at about 3,500 square feet. But we've kind of extended that over the last 4 years. We started off with about 2,000, just using the main gym more than anything. And then we tried to use the yoga room as a yoga room and a bit of a classroom, but it didn't really go to plan. So we ended up just scrapping that and knocking it all through and turning it into one big open gym now, which is bloody ace. So since that happened and we all kicked off and everything was busy, we had 4 trainers full time, we had a lot going on, literally a lot going on. Still working from 6 in the morning till 9:30 at night. We had PT. I was still doing 40 hours of PT at this time. My dad was still probably doing 25, 30 hours, and the other coaches were doing 25 to 40 hours too. So I was on the gym floor all day, every day. My first client would be 6 in the morning. My last client would usually be half 8, 9 at night. So I was still heavily inside the gym, heavily PT, and I really enjoyed PT at this point. I loved teaching classes. I loved just coaching all day, every day. I could have done it 12, 13, 14, 15 clients a day, and it wouldn't really bother me too bad. There was times where I did do that. Obviously, I don't do that now. I leave that to the other boys. But back then, I didn't mind doing that kind of graft. I didn't mind kind of PTing for hours and hours and hours. Obviously, since then, my kind of business roles changed a lot more. But back then, I loved doing it. It was kind of what I did, and it was absolutely fine. But then Fitness Worx number 2 came along. So this is very, very unexpected. Fitness Worx number 2 was already a gym before. It was a gym called Ultimate Performance or Upgraded Performance or something. We had looked at it before because it opened before we had. I think it opened as I opened Kenilworth. So we went and checked it out, looked at the gym. It was like, oh no, it definitely opened before, because it opened before when I used to work at Studio TV34. I remember it opening and us going to have a look at it. Anyway, Upgraded Performance opened up just around the corner. It was a good space, but it was an unusual business model. It was only open at weird times and it didn't have music, so music was banned, which I thought was quite strange because obviously music is quite an essential part of fitness and motivation and giving you kind of energy to train. So you couldn't really wear headphones. The classes were very minimal. The kid was teaching in his flip flops, and it just had potential, but it wasn't being used correctly. So it got to about April time, I think, and the Fitness Worx phone rang, kind of a phone. I was sitting in reception. I had to say, hello, Jack, rah, rah, rah. She was like, can't remember her name now, but basically it was the kid's mom who was the receptionist at Upgraded Performance. She said, we've kind of not had enough, but we've come to the end of it now. We've still got a lease of this long. We've got all this equipment. We've got a business which has this many members, la, la, la. Would you be interested in coming to take a look at it, maybe potentially buying it? At this point, obviously, we had only been open 7, 8 months, and we were kind of like, wow, it's a bit too early, but let's go see them out. Let's go hear it. Let's go see what they have to offer. So we went and had a look and went through the books, went through the gym. There wasn't a great deal in the gym. It was very, very, very minimalistic. Very minimalistic. It didn't have any cardio equipment. It only had dumbbells, a few racks, Olympic lifting platform, whole Astro. Didn't have a rig, had a battle rope maybe, but it didn't have a great deal of equipment. It needed a good few £1,000 spending on it. But she came up with some ludicrous offer, which we obviously declined. We hassled, well, we kind of, we didn't, well, yeah, we kind of did. We knocked his business though. We knocked it down to what we thought was right to buy at. And now we look back, I'd probably say, and my dad would probably say, we bought it for way too much money. It wasn't worth what we paid for it. We paid somebody goodwill when there wasn't really any goodwill there. We bought members which weren't really there. We paid too much for equipment which wasn't very good. So now we've learned from that. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad we did it. There was times where at the end of the month we'd be like, oh my god, this is hard. We had the VAT bill to pay, we had the rent to pay there, we had the manager to pay there, we had the PTs to pay there, and it was only just kind of scraping by. We had PTs there which we were probably paying too much to be there. We had kind of members there which weren't paying enough, and we had kind of had to kind of get rid of everything and kind of bring our own branding on and kind of build the gym up slowly but surely. We had to go and invest a shitload of money in new equipment. So we had to pay that back. We had to go and invest a shitload of money in redoing the place up, making the toilets nicer, putting the shower in, painting it our colours, putting our branding up. So it wasn't a cheap process. And it definitely wasn't a cheap process when the business is only 9 months old. So we've grown from nothing to 2 gyms in 9 months. And no, I wasn't given it. I wasn't gifted it. My friend didn't own it. I actually had to go and borrow the money to buy Fitness Worx Warwick. And we did it. We bought it and it was failing miserably. It was losing thousands and thousands of pounds a month. And actually, in fact, in the first year, it lost a lot of money. But luckily, Kenneth was doing so well that it kept it going. So Fitness Worx Warwick was a massive struggle. It's probably the hardest thing we've done in the business so far is Fitness Worx Warwick because we were so young, we were new, and the business was very kind of very new to it all, and it couldn't really we didn't really have the brand that we have now to stand on. Now we have obviously this big brand and a strong brand and a big community that now every time we open a gym we have a big kind of we make a lot of noise. That's what I'm trying to get at. We make a lot of noise now. When we're opening a gym, we make a lot of noise, and people want to be part of the noise. So, opening a gym now to me is no brainer, and I don't really find it as stressful as when we opened Fitness Worx Warwick. And I think because Fitness Worx Warwick was so tough that it kind of made us learn a lot quickly. So now when we open a gym, we don't do the same mistakes. We kind of make sure we pay the right price for it. We make sure that everything's ready. We make sure our booking system's in place. We make sure we have members signed up before we open. We do a pre-launch. We have a pre-launch party. We kind of make the community strong before we even open the gym doors. And to anybody who's going to open a gym, that's one thing that I will bang on about is make sure you make as much noise in that local area as possible, but also make people pre-sign up. Make people sign up before you even open the doors. Make people come and look at it before you open the doors. When we're building the gym, we must have 3, 4, 5 people a week come down and have a look around. We're like, well, we've got nothing to look at, mate. It's just a few walls and a bit of paint at the moment. They're like, yeah, we want to look out. Can you explain it to me, Rara? So it already shows that people are interested in joining before we even open the doors. And then it takes the stress away. If you know when you open the doors you're already paying the bills, then you can enjoy the process and I guarantee it will grow a lot quicker. If it's stressful, hard, and you're not making any money and it doesn't look like you're going to make any money, I assure you it's very disheartening. Obviously, we never gave up with Fitness Worx Warwick. We just grafted. There's probably points where you're like, I think we should sell this, or I think we should get rid of it, or maybe we should look at redoing it this way. We never did. I would have never got rid of it, but it was hard. And yeah, I want to say it probably lost about 30,000 in the first year, which obviously was a killer. But fortunately, we were making a lot of money out of the other gym, which kept that one going. And now they both make money. And now obviously we've got Fitness Worx Southern. That's a whole other story. So that's how we kind of acquired Fitness Worx Warwick. It was kind of by accident, but kind of was. And I'm a huge believer in these things happen for a reason, and people get in contact with you for a reason, and that we struggled that bad for a reason. And it's kind of probably someone saying, mate, you need to slow down because you don't know everything. You're only 25 years old, and only 2 gyms and 7 staff at 25 isn't going to be easy. and you're getting ahead of yourself. So it kind of slowed us down and made us realise actually it's pretty darn tough. And every gym's not going to be like Kenilworth, which we open the doors and we're fully sold out and our bank's cutting us off in day one. That probably will never happen again. Well, it might do, but it's not likely to happen again. Everyone's going to be hard, everyone's going to be graft, and it's all going to be work, work, work. But when you kind of just jump in and get on with it, it's good fun. And we've kind of loved every moment and still do love every moment. So that is kind of a quick 15 minutes, 20 minutes on how we started Fitness Worx Warwick #2. Like I said, to kind of wrap it up, it was not a mistake, it was kind of a bit, wasn't meant to be, it wasn't in the plan, and it definitely wasn't smooth sailing, and I definitely was not given it. If you look at our business plan when we first opened, when I first went to the CWRT and said, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do, I was meant to have one gym till I was about 30. I was still meant to be now doing my 40 hours a month, 40 hours a week PT. I'm still meant to be on the gym floor right now. 3, 4 years in, we weren't meant to be on facility number 3, and hopefully looking at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't know where it's going to go, but it just shows that you put your heart, soul, and everything into it, and have hope every single day that anything can be possible. You got to remember, it's not about GCSEs, it's not about degrees, it's not about any of that bullshit. It's not about what course you've got, what marketing technique you're using, what click funnel you've got. It's nothing to do with any of those. Obviously, they help and they will be a bonus, but hard work, graft, determination, and knowing where you want to go and how you're going to get there is the number one key to me. If you know and if you think about getting to that destination every single day, you'll get to that destination every single day. One thing as well I wish I'd learned to do a lot earlier down the line was say no. You can't do everything. You can't please everybody. You can't have the best reviews. You can't be everyone's favourite. You can't not have people talk bad about you. And if people do talk bad about you, at the end of the day, they're still talking about you. They're still in your brain. You're still in their brain. They're still telling people about you. That's free marketing. People are slating you on Instagram, social. People are talking about you on their stories. That's still marketing because you're going to all of their followers. They're like, oh, I wonder what that Fitness Worx is. You might be a bit of a prick, but good bloody gym, so I'm going there. So thank you to everybody who's slated me. Thank you to everybody who's said bad about us. Thank you to everybody who started these rumours, because we're still going up. So I hope that helps. If you like this podcast or this video, please just share, send it to one of your friends, send it to anybody who might be struggling or wants kind of a bit of motivation that they can do it. Do what you got to do. Please, yeah, just that's it really. Haven't got anything else to say. But thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thanks for listening, however you're listening. But I will do more. I will do #2. No, this is #2, idiot. I will do #3. I probably will do #4, and I'll go all the way up to how we open sell them. And then if people are interested, we'll even go into as deep as how we kind of fund them, how we build them, where we get our equipment from, and everything. Then it's kind of a complete transparent view in how to open a gym. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time. Peace.